Okay, I haven't done this in a little bit. This is where I just get on the phone after work, like immediately after work, just literally planted my ass down somewheres. Oh man, what it is to work in the alcohol department. I don't know what to call it. See, it's an alcohol store, a liquor store. It's adjacent to a grocery store. And let me tell you, serving alcohol to the masses before the holidays, man, oh man. So, yo, what's up, Jack? What it is, cuzzo? Jack, you get around, bro. But you know what's cool and what's funny? Oh, this is gonna be all interactive nonsense freestyling. I just felt like doing this for a hot minute. Jack, funnily enough, man, like I've seen you get accused of being other people, which is hilarious. And I can empathize, sadly. Cindy D, my son's life mattered. Well, see, now if I do that and I don't do it for Jack, see, what's up, Zan Zin? Oh, I can keep it with all y'all. D-Lib in the house. Yo, Mr. Press, what's up? Birthday chat supervisor Justin. Oh, man. See, I'm on top of this right now. Okay, so, by the way, feeling pretty good, absolutely drained. And I started doing a stupid, when nobody's watching, when you're driving, especially, I bet you this is the number one time when you decide to like say the dumbest shit possible. Yeah, I know, Jack. That's what's hilarious is I feel that I know you're genuine. You've never given me trouble, not a once. I've seen you on so many different like chats, pages, content creators, whatever. Like you're just a YouTube observer. And just because of all the crazy conspiracies, and sadly, I have to give a little shout out to the drama channels that create this level of paranoia. Yo, Living Lake Time. Big shout out to Living Lake Time right there. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'd like to point out, and by the way, yes, I know, Manic Mind style. I go from one comment to another to squirrel. But Living Lake Time, shout out. And if you haven't checked out his channel, I fully condone, not condemn, condone, and say you should. I think he is one of the more rational minds amongst all the chaos and drama. Like this, I don't know what this rant's going to turn into, but suffice it to say, let's see. All right. I'm looking forward to Monday night. All right. My mentor, my brother, you guys know him, you've met him, Josh. He is the comedic bone to the body, to the structure here. We had a great dynamic. It's amazing that it took as long as it did to get monetized as a show, starting from literally like the scraps, and we made it. And then just, the universe had its way, and Monday, Josh will be returning. Sadly, it's not gonna be the same like in studio. The chemistry is there. It's easier to read off one another. It's an art. Podcasting is truly an art, and all the time I take for myself to go around the YouTubes and Rumble now more than ever, and watch podcasting and people have conversations. Birthday transfer, Mr. President. Can I just call you Mr. President? You should just see the youtube.com/stuck in the middle. I was so proud that we owned that URL and we got ripped off totally. Like I won't hold back on this one. There was some dude, I won't put his name out there. I'll just give his first name and not his like LLC. Homeboy Mike had Josh and I convinced that we could purchase the rights to the title, uh, stuck in the middle. Rumble is my really. Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Big dog Ronnie. Everybody check out Ronnie. He is a calendar model, by the way. That's what he does. Yeah, calendar model. Not for Bud Light though. I don't think. I think um they're gonna be struggling for models for a spell. Hey, that's something I know we're going to be talking about when Josh is there because we handpick comedic content, things that we can make light of. That was always the intention originally when I started, and Josh is the guy that tapped on my shoulder and said, and I watched him. He had a podcast before Stuck in the Middle. He had quite a few. And they were always nonsensical and about hilarity ensues, and we ate Carolina Ghost Reaper peppers. What's up, Kate? Here, you know what? Y'all wanted to see this, right? Y'all ready for the? Oh, nope. Look how many people just dipped out. I know you're not prepared. Okay, this is premeditated, partner. All right, turn the camera off. Somebody once said, "Oh, Eli's feeling himself when that icon's up there." I love what people say when someone's not around. It's when you get to see the contents of one's character. Now, is that? Oh, okay. Hold on. What's up, White Dragon? See, let me start from a freaking pivotal point and not just go on a complete diatribe, which is very much my style. And I think I know. I saw Queen Survivor. She is one of the best human beings on the planet, and there is no comparison. She's a guardian angel. Ironically enough, and I'm not big into dream interpretation, but I had a pretty crazy dream here. Okay, I'm going to point the direction of a rant and regale a tale. Let's see if you guys take some meaning from this. When I told it to my 78-year-old mother, she always interprets things through some biblical lens, spiritual. That's just her style. So I had a very, very strange dream last night. So let me paint a picture, if I can, with my words, use the words. Big, big, huge field. When I say field, I'd say think about like a concert. For me, I'll think to like Link when I went to see Linkin Park, a bunch of like Zeta Fest, Bonsai, all those big concert, huge grassy field. Now on this field, there's a bunch of people, and I feel a sense of familiarity. I feel a sense like I know these people to some degree, and I found myself grouped with some strangers that I felt just comfortable near. Now, I'm gonna just be very transparent, and I know there's some strange factoids about the dream, but I'm going to share it. And I don't know what the hell the relevance is. I have no idea, but I'm going to tell it to you just the way I saw it. So, okay, big grassy field, and I just so happened to be. Let me make it make sense real quick. Okay, back when I was in high school, I remember some of my white friends, my more affluent friends that didn't live in the trailer parks. They always sometimes like two of them would make fun of me for having like a lot of black friends. And I remember during our cat break, our 15-minute break, I would sometimes go hang out with them. I don't know if it's, I'm not saying there was any segregated area or whatever the case, but I bring that up to bring this up. The field reminds me of that. And I was with a group of, I guess, black friends, and I felt very comfortable around them. Ironically, one of them, it was really large woman, I think, named Angela. And outside of our group is just mostly, I don't know the relevance again. I know it sounds crazy. Dreams are weird. There's the majority of the people outside of our little circle is white folk, white people, and I start to get this pending sense that that something really bad is going to happen, and it appears that the group that I'm near, which is maybe five heads deep, we all start to detect something is going to happen, and we just knew it was going to be something violent. And lo and behold, after I don't know how many minutes went by, it just everybody started fighting, and it was brutal. No weapons, just throwing fists and kicks. I'm not talking about a mosh pit. White people. I'm talking like I remember a specific like somebody's face got bashed in, and it was just terrible violence happening everywhere. It was horrific. I remember feeling terrified. Now here's where it gets weird. Here's where it gets very weird, right? Okay. So my obese or large or portly black friend Angela, she tells us all to hug, to congregate, and to kind of huddle up together. So I find myself so weird. All right, so I get right next to Angela, like I not next man, I get like right on her belly. Okay, we're standing and we're all huddled and hugging like it's cold or something. And in our minds, we have made some sort of hugging circle of protection. This is some strange shit. Um, and we feel that we're protected as long as we're together and holding one another. Okay. And then there's this odd moment, and my mother got a kick out of this one because of her whole biblical lens and means of interpreting things. And I don't know why it was just white folk fighting, okay? You ask yourself. I don't know. It's my conscious, my subconscious. I have no idea. I was just watching the show and it was horrific. The violence was brutal. So then while we're all huddled and hugged by good old Angela, which my mother equated to being a guardian angel. Angela, guardian angel, get it? Yeah, I guess. Okay. There was a group that approached us, our little circle of protection, our hugging circle, fully clothed, okay, don't get weird. And this really pretty redheaded blue-eyed woman, she comes up to me specifically. Remember, we're all in a five-way hug. And so this redheaded woman with blue eyes, she's gorgeous. She's got like a pack, a squad with her. She's got her people and she's trying to convince me to leave the circle, to get out of the hug, to get out of the congregation of safety. I don't know why I knew. By the way, it's worth mentioning, I felt the level of comfort and safety that I felt in that huddle, in that circle, whatever that was, that embrace. I can't really put it into words because it was something very powerful. Because we're sitting there in the middle of all this destruction and wanton, senseless violence, and I just felt so safe. So much so that like even in waking, I was able to reminisce and feel comfort in remembering how damn just completely safe and relaxed, like everything was gonna be fine and nothing could convince me otherwise. So as I was saying about the really pretty redheaded lady, she's trying to convince me to leave the circle and the hug to so she's trying to convince me that she needs to do like a checkup and check my heart. And her friends, they're all in agreement. And I knew I was being tempted. And for some reason, some part of me wanted to leave this protection and go with these people, but I knew it was a trick. And I once I said no, I'm staying behind with my Angela and company. She suddenly like the flip in her demeanor, in her voice, in her face went very, very evil. Like they all the group, her and the group, I don't remember any names except for Angela. They start revealing their plans were to lure me out of the circle, to do violence onto me, to humiliate me, to rip me to shreds, to beat me, and they made fun of me for that. And I didn't care. I was safe in my circle. And so there you have it. That's the completion of the very strange dream. Yeah, Queen, you think that's a good dream? Y'all ever have any of you been hospitalized? And I'm sure that's a pretty generic question, but I had lung surgery way back when, and I was forced to take painkillers. Morphine was the thing being dripped into my system consistently for I don't know how frickin' long, 15 days straight. I had the wildest, most gory, grotesque, violent dreams when I was bedridden on that drip. I remember something similar to the field of dreams that I just described, which I have no idea what that means, by the way. I don't know what that means. And yeah, Ronnie, yo, what's up, Tennessee royalty, man? Mad respect. She was so beautiful, like red hair, the blue eyes, and such a very vivid, specific face too. I remember her bone structure, like I could pick her. They say you can't actually see a perfect face in a dream. I call bullshit. They say that our minds can't actually build a face we've never seen. That's apparently something that is widely, I guess, discussed in what circles, I don't know, but I challenge that one because I don't think I've ever seen this face, and it was very, very vivid. But okay, so when I was, being my system was being filled with morphine for good reason. My rib cage was ripped open, cracked open, I should say, and left open to close naturally for 3 months. The dream I had that I still remember because of how vivid and terrible it was is think of the a giant like field again, only on a scope a little larger than a concert, and instead of fists, everybody has chainsaws. And I just remember it was just so bloody, so much just violence upon violence. It was, I don't remember it being terrifying, but I remember it felt unpleasant in the moment. I did not like being in the dream. I don't know that I was so conscious of dreaming like I am these days. I'm actually conscious of the fact I'm dreaming. I've even like accidentally mastered the ability to not so much fly, but float, which is a really strange thing. When I remember that I'm dreaming and I remember I can just lift off the ground and I start teaching other people in my dream to do the same, I lose control and I start to just get too high off the ground. And then I feel like I'm not in control of the floating or flying anymore. Very, very strange thing. Hold on, let me see some comments right quick. Okay. What do you got? J Dub. That's crazy. When I was on anti-malaria pills, I had super. Yeah. See, I don't know, man. What does that even mean? Like, is that our consciousness? Is that our brain? Our cherished and very like when I say impure, I mean with all the toxic entities we have been indoctrinated to allow into our bloodstream and into our minds, all the chemicals, all the pills, and all that. Is this our subconscious trying to tell us, trying to signal to us that it's very unnatural? You know, I've been wondering about this. See, I live a very dual life. I hate the fact that not that I have to, I hate using that word. I hate the fact that I feel I have to psychosomatically take any kind of antidepressant. I hate it. It makes me feel like a prisoner in my own body. This is my fate, though. The alternative is I don't, I've been through my rock bottoms, but maybe our crazy ass dreams that end up making us feel terrified or reflect or whatever is really like some sort of emergency, like do not smash unless, emergency button going on. And our subconscious is screaming to us as an individual, which is strange. It's our brain communicating with itself. It's our self communicating with ourself, but subconsciously. So I don't know how else to really digest that a dream it has meaning, but there is a lot of like, do we call it science? Dream interpretation. There's people that make a living off of this stuff. I have a book that's all about what dreams mean, what every little thing has significance. And apparently, that book is actually not too far from me. Let me maybe mosey on over while I keep on freestyling here. And okay, let's see. What else did I want to say while we're on the topic? And feel free give any details if you feel the need, if you want to talk dreams. I wanted to speak on without getting into specifics like this pocket. uh, I'm nervous about talking about this stuff, but I don't name drop and I'm not going to make it obvious, but I think we all already in our hearts know. If you're here, I feel like we've been through enough together to where you maybe have a good idea of some of the people I might refer to, the ones that have just made the slice of YouTube our slice of YouTube. I can't call it our community. It's not our community anymore. It's so divided and tribalistic and factioned and fractioned. It's become something else, and I don't understand how anybody with the blessing of a platform with at least a couple of people that are willing to listen to you, that should be taken as a blessing. And I feel that maybe you should feel some level of responsibility to do something. But there are people that are so dedicated and focused to having nothing but drama and silly beef day after day over the most petty things in the world. And look, I'm not downplaying anybody that feels that they're defending themselves, but I asked somebody that I guarantee you all know. I said, like, truly, what is your end game here? You've been trying to deal with this specific. I know this person's gonna know I'm talking about he or she when that person listens to this, but again, I propose the question. You have spent 6 months on the same subject, and I understand wanting to clear or clarify something. I understand wanting to seek and represent the truth, and my heart goes out to you and the tenacity of your fighting spirit. And when I propose that, is it worth it? Then it gets a little larger, and then it gets to a point where I can't be the one to say, okay, it doesn't make sense to me. If you find it to be a battle so worthy of your time, energy, effort, and soul, so be it, because this person made it larger about a community that grooms and that bullies, and I am no fan of bullies. I've been on both sides, I won't deny that. At the present age that I'm in, I find it detestable. I hate the doxing that I've seen happen, and I hate the way people try to move the goalposts. I was talking with Casey, aka Living Lake Time, a little bit earlier in comments about how we easily anybody, you, me, the Pope, whatever, especially the Pope, anybody is so unconscious of the fact that they are becoming or have become a villain in their own story because they're so busy fighting their own fight. So think about if you are a channel and you feel that you've been trolled to the point where you've got almost nothing left to lose, or you have everything to lose and you just want to stick it back to them. I understand that energy too. I still think it's a waste, and once you've justified it, we are capable of anything. That's what's fearsome about the human condition. If we're convinced we're doing something righteous, that we're on the right path, there's nothing we won't do in the name of self-righteousness. So when does the battle really end? I hate the like. I think Casey had a good poll, right? Like, what is the real difference between trolling and stalking? I think we understand there's some subtle differences, but I think now more than ever that they can be very mutually exclusive. You can have, if you dedicate your day to day to going after one specific channel or maybe a couple channels and you're with a large group, I think you know where you fall. And I really would. And we find groups that are yes men. We find echo chambers so we can feel more comfort. So we never have to question our actions, and they're always justified because, well, I mean, everybody that I know and their sister says it's justifiable. We're all doing it too. And if we're all doing it, well, hell, this is the hive mind sheep mentality. This is what scared me away from communities, by the way, is how quickly I learned they can turn. And this is not me bringing up the past. I'm just saying I've learned many lessons on this crazy journey, this ride uh, on these YouTube streets. How easily those that we can call family can quickly turn into something cult-like. And again, remember, please, God, don't jump right into the shoes if you feel they may fit. All right, don't be vain. This is a general statement. This could be applicable to anybody. You're in a community, a large community, a small group, and if you're all going after the same person, I guarantee there's some of the people in that group don't even know the ins and outs, the hows, the whys, or what fors. That's how easily people forget why they're even fighting a war, and how often has that happened in our history. We are so akin to finding ourselves in conflict because we do not do well with times of peace. Our minds go idle. And what is an idle mind? The so-called devil's plaything. That's when we find ourselves in darkness, and we do not like to self-reflect for too long a period of time. So it's much more comfortable for anybody, for us, for me, for you, to find a common target, common enemy, to find that target and make it a common enemy. So now we have camaraderie and now we have a joint mission. And therefore, ergo, we have purpose. And who on this planet is not seeking purpose? What human being, what man, what woman is not out here living their life every day, day to day, not seeking purpose? I know that's one of my greatest struggles when I find myself with personal time when I'm not working. The reason why I've acknowledged, no matter how much I'll bitch about working as many hours and as stressful as it can be, I don't bitch about it, or I don't allow myself to feel so negative and hate it. so much because I realize it's some kind of purpose. It may not be the grand purpose I wanted for myself when I was growing up, and I wanted to be a writer, director, a comic book illustrator, and all these great things. But it is a purpose. I have presented to me tasks that are easy to me, and I get paid. That's another reason, that's why I find importance in a job. Please, again, don't jump into shoes if they don't fit. I don't fully understand some YouTubers. There are others that I feel they are truly building something special. And it does totally call for the maximum amount of human energy possible. But there's others that just seem to think I've got a YouTube channel. I'm monetized. So I'm just gonna hit this live button and just anybody's gonna hop on. We're gonna shoot the shit here and I'm gonna just one day I'm gonna become a millionaire by really doing nothing and researching nothing. And I'm just gonna leave it up to the people that randomly go round robin on this panel. I think it takes, I truly believe that it takes more than that. Credit though where it's due. There are certain channels. One comes to mind specifically. Hell, I'll even go as far as throwing the positivity out there. When I first started independently, when I sadly left Stuck in the Middle, which we're coming back Monday night, 9 p.m. Bumblebee's channel was not just a panel for panel's sake. It was a panel that had a joint mission, which was to put different eyes, perspectives, and opinions on crime, on true crime. So I haven't, watched it in a while, but that's a place I used to hang out a lot to kind of get the who's who of YouTube. It's how I learned about tragedy pimps and grifters and all the crazy crap that is on the social media platforms, the interwebs. I see the attraction more and more day after day of going over to Rumble because I truly believe now this channel, this community, whatever you want to call it. As you can tell, I'm even reluctant to call us a community, but we are a congregation of some kind. And I'd like to think we have one commonality that will never ever change about us. We all identify and understand that the mainstream media, and the mainstream, by any extension, is the enemy. That there is, in fact, an active battle, if not war, being fought digitally until it spills over for censorship, for free speech to come out the reigning champ. And that's why I have taken it to covering all these hearings that I can to get as informed as I can so I can propose everything that I learn so I can see what you all take from it so that collectively and independently, most beautifully, we can all have our own interpretation and have a dialogue, a real dialogue. And then we can start talking about solutions. Then we can actually hope to accomplish something. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I just opened my eyes. I recognize that my rants go better if I close my eyes and just talk and forget any of the details, like and forget to look at the comments. But I think Josh Pidd, what's up? Forgive me if I'm incorrect. I think I am, by the way. Are you the son of DJ Pooh? I apologize if I'm wrong. I probably am. Whatever the case, though, welcome, welcome. What's up, Nick? Good to have you. It's been a hell of a day. It's been an exhausting working day, and I was just talking about the one massive unifier. I hope, no matter our differences, that I like truly. I don't care about any of the beefs that have been in times past. I don't especially care most especially evermore like at its maximum capacity since I've come back to YouTube after my 1 month hiatus, the liberation my brain felt when I learned to stop giving a flying F about what anybody was saying or thinking or saying actively about me, and I wasn't there to defend myself because it happened. And what how mad would you drive yourself if you tried to render any control over something that will never be in your control? Things that have happened out of your control, which is why sometimes it's best to leave sleeping dogs to lie. And some wise people have been the ones to tell me that there are still, there's maybe two or three or four people out there I'd love to bring it to, but it would devalue everything I've said about what we can be together if we can find that one commonality, that unifier, and identify it as a more effective problem than a stupid petty enemy on YouTube. I think finding a problem that we can take on together despite any differences, despite any silly, stupid beef about that one time you ate my sushi roll and didn't share, or you took a French fry without my permission. I think we could do so much better if we could bury the hatchet on that crap and focus on the problems like, the Patriot Act 2.0, the TikTok overreach bill, and how it's a bipartisan bill. It is the Republicans and the Democrats working hand in hand. Meanwhile, we have the more passionate Republicans facing the more passionate Democrats. And man, I never thought in my entire life I would hate the DNC as much as I do today or in general. Debbie Wasserman Schultz makes me want to vomit. I want to this all right. Allegedly, I want to do bad things like stub her toe. Okay, Diana Brazil. Just they are they are evil to me, but I don't want to take away from the evil that we know is prevalent in the Rhino Republican aspect, like Lindsey Graham getting totally caught out on Fox and not knowing a single damn thing about the bill he co-sponsored. We're not just saying co-signed, man, co-sponsored. And the TikTok bill, just like the don't say gay bill, which is completely misrepresented. That title, I don't know if that was a mainstream title. I don't know if that was a strategy by uh, um, any authoritarian politician that was like, let's confuse the people entirely so that they can get busy infighting while we go ahead and do whatever we want with this bill. The don't say gay bill doesn't have a single damn sentence about homosexuality. It simply stipulates very clearly that we do not want teachers talking to our children up to a certain age about sex. Period. That's again one of Trump's talking points is parental rights being returned. And that so okay, let me stay on point here. So that's what the Don't Say Gay bill, and where'd that name even come from? What's even the real name of the bill? Because that's not it. That's what the mainstream has effectively done. Boom. Now it's in our culture. And now we've been at war over this nonsense. And we have the progressives, the Democrats crying that, oh, look at the homophobia or the transphobia. We have a bill that doesn't want you to talk about homosexuality. No, morons. Read the bill. Do the homework. Nothing about that. We don't want sex taught to children. And that's not a radical statement, not even in 2023. God, I hope not. So this TikTok bill, the title of that bill is no accident. That's a bipartisan strategy to unify us. We already know there's a huge demographic that recognizes TikTok as a foreign enemy, and that is what it is. Collecting our data, being stored on Chinese servers, being sold to the highest bidder. We're just sheep that are being made to be sheep for profit. Okay, what better to have a content and just non-outspoken, non-aggressive flock that will just order their Uber Eats and do nothing about bills being mistitled like the TikTok bill, which is the TikTok is just the surface. It's just the bare surface. If you get into the meat and potatoes of the bill, it's about censorship. It's about granting the government more power to regulate our free speech. And by the way, to every doxer and every troll on YouTube that's taken it a step too far, or anybody that's using children in any shape or form on adult channels, you are all going to be responsible for something like the TikTok bill, for something like the Biden administration, to feel vindicated, 100% justified. They're going to feel like they're getting a big pat on the back from the American people because stupid assholes on YouTube and other platforms are doing such harm with this so-called freedom of speech that we have, the freedom to be who we are and do what we want under the guise of anonymity. And trolls, y'all love that anonymity, right? If you want to actively set into process, losing that protection you have under the guise of cowardice. If you want to keep that cowardice and you want to do what you want to do every damn day, stop going so damn far. Don't bring other people's families into it. Whoever it was, Martin Speaks, I think, I don't want to get it wrong again, as I did in that short that doxed anonymous dude's address, apparently, and that's terrible. That man has a family, he has a wife. So you all are screwing it up for everybody. Let's not be, the bad apples that spoil the bunch and rot the tree. We got to do better. We got to be better. Truly. Hold on. I have a new picture that may or may not be acceptable for you. Okay, that's cool. Appreciate it. Anyway, so I went on another diatribe. I think that was 3 or 4 diatribes. And let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and check some comments. Let's see what happened in my not absence, just closed the eyes and said what I need to say. Maybe people, okay, we got some history here. Maybe people need to know that was read into the 1963 congressional because they have been doing this for over a century. I'm sure I'm going to get more context. And I do, by the way, when the time comes finally, when I'm able to, I read every comment because I'm thankful for the feedback. Always, this is, it's cheesy, it's corny when it's said out loud, but it doesn't make it any further from the truth. Okay. Anything is only as great as the sum of its parts, the totality of the voices that are willing to come together and speak freely and say what we wish, what we want, and bring what issues we feel need the greatest attention. So let that be an extended invitation to any and all of you. If you want to see something discussed, you're more than welcome to leave a comment over on any community page, on this very video, anything, so we can collect our voice and speak truth to power. By God, I hope we can one day actually achieve such a goal and it not feel like a pipe dream, because I've never seen or felt the American people, working class, taxpayer, feeling so misrepresented. Not even that's giving too much credit to our representatives. We are not represented for the most part. And I cannot believe that I have reached a point where I really, really, really like almost radically want Trump to get elected. I can't believe, like, if you saw me on Stuck in the Middle for 3 years, I would always defend Antifa, BLM, Bernie Sanders. That's what I did. And then slowly it started to happen because I had to do research. I had to vet and look up, everything. I had to essentially be uh, a dime store journalist. I don't want to actually call myself a real journalist. I had to do my own damn research and get to the sources. And I found every time I looked up one of my own hit pieces that I was meant to present, because Stuck in the Middle was meant to be me, the lefty progressive, and Josh was supposed to be the righty, even though not only was he not a righty, he even took some sort of a stat quiz that placed him dead middle in the center. The people that watched us that were on the left called him an alt right, like, you know an alt-right person. That's how crazy divided it got. And I was called a communist, which that is far from the truth, but maybe not when at the very beginning I was defending Antifa and we had some very heated debates. And it's amazing to see how far, I guess, the whole evolution and process, in great part to people like Cindy D, My Son's Life Mattered, Independent Many, Ronnie York, I believe, was present. There's other people, just the OGs, Car Scar. They watched that evolution happen, and I'm sure so some of them can't believe how far my mindset has come regarding how I feel about the politisphere of our daily lives. What did I want to mention? Also, hey, what's up, Sandra? I fear you've actually you maybe missed the meat and potatoes here. That's the last time I'm using that term, by the way. I wanted to remind, by the way, since we are taking it to YouTube, literally, we're on their terms, we're on their streets. And I'm dead serious, though. Just like I shared, I took a snapshot of the copyright claim, and YouTube has pretty much outright said the reason why the Trump speech got a copyright claim and cannot be monetized is because why? Because the song God Save America by that band is copywritten. That played for like how many seconds? How many seconds did they actually play for? So to help fight the algorithm, because there's more to this. I truly believe it. I feel it was amazing, and I'm glad and I'm proud that you all were with me when I played that CNBC, um, uh, them filming the Trump speech of April 4th, and then the 3 minute cutout when he was talking about Soros, when he was talking about the election. All of a sudden, oh goodness, oh gracious, we have no audio and technical difficulties we have now, and you can't see anything. And after the 3 full minutes pass, we have a completely unpresidential, unpolished, unprofessional look to make Trump maybe look weaker, stupid, I don't know, sillier. It was tightened up, strange angle. It wasn't the front. And we got to see the press that were it just looked sloppy. They wanted that was strategy. I'm convinced that was a mainstream plot strategy. I'm sure there are people out there that'll make fun of me making such an assessment or assumption, but I do believe that to be the case. And it looked as it did, right? So then what did I do right in that video in real time? I went over to Rumble, and thank you to Nick in chat here who sent the email and the link in chat. That's why he's modded. He's very quick to get information, and I'm very proud to have a supporter like Nick and every single one of you. And so we saw the actual source from Trump's camp, where he looked perfectly presidential and no issues, no tech issues, no audio issues. Everything that he said was there for us to hear. It wasn't. It's another example of the mainstream powers that be being so comfortable screwing us over and lying to us, and having us convinced that everything they do or say is always perfect. And if we think outside of their little box that they've made and built for us, we're the crazy ones. That's what gives me that little spark of optimism. And I do believe that that spark right now, guys, is the detrimental time. I never wanted to be an alarmist. I've always hated those that scream the end is nigh. And I'm not doing any of those things, but I do believe we are at a critical point where we need to be calling out all of this crap and do something about it now. So please, if ever you are waiting for an opportunity, for a moment, for a reason, if you've been rationalizing something and haven't followed through, let that end and get it done. It's time to bring action in any shape or form that we can. And remember, I made that promise the next time I go live, which is going to be Monday, as far as I know. Let's see. I'm going to have a .org petition, and I would love to join up with Missouri's lawsuit against the Biden administration. But that I may not know enough to do that. So maybe I'll just do it in my own way with all of you to help me do something, make something. There's something we have to call to. I got to be careful. I can't say call to arms, but we have to do something in mass and show them we care. How about perhaps a .org petition and show them how angry we are and opposed we are to their censorship, the TikTok bill, how we demand civilian oversight, how we demand money getting out of politics if that's even possible. Corporations should not be acknowledged as voters. Superdelegates should not be 10,000 times the value of a single voter. Can we do this? Is that possible? I have to believe it. And if I can believe it, and I believe you can too. And if you can, then we can. If we can, then this all could be for something. So again, help fight the battle in some shape or form. Hit the like button at the very least. Share any video, any live, even if you think it makes me look like a prick. Help me fight the algorithm, because I feel, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I eat my words, but I do feel that it's been much more challenging than it used to be. But again, a very rational possibility is I started out a very specific way, and now this channel has become something else. But yeah, all I ask is that you, on the way in, on the way out, whatever you see fit, if you deem it worthy, if you deem this worthy, this cause, this voice, what we're doing here together, smash that pelvic thrust the like button. And yeah, sharing can go a long way. And let's see what we can dare to do. That was always, at least that's been a consistent dream of mine since this started. I always wanted to see what we could accomplish together. And that has not changed. Just the backdrop has changed, but the intent is the same. So okay, I guess I got it all out of my system. I bought here. Let me show you guys a little something special. I'm gonna go to the fridge. I got I'm gonna have I'm hoping that a certain family member that has been struggling a bit is able to make it, and I want to show you guys a little something special. I work at a how many times do I say it? I work with booze. I want to show you something maybe rare. So hold on. I'm gonna go to the fridge. Give me a moment, guys. There we go. Okay, okay. Bear with me. All right, check this out, y'all. Let me get properly seated. Get it in frame. Hey, Ajot. All right, so y'all ever seen this right here? Luke Belair. It's the white and the black rosé has been a very popular champagne. The blue, though, the blue has been something that just hasn't been available to us. And finally, it came in today o'clock, and I jumped all over it. Born a Hawkeye brings up a very important point. So starting locally, so I asked this, J Dubs, you know what, guys, should I try it? I think I should try it. Um, it is, yeah, Sandra, and it's legit blue. Like that's not the bottle. The bottle is white. Um, so okay, we can bear in mind that everything starts locally, like grassroots. You've been right. Born a hawk. I'm just gonna call you a hawk. You've been right. It needs to start from the bottom because it certainly ain't gonna start from the top. Things get too broken when you get too far up the totem pole. So it has to begin somewhere at the everyday worker, the John Doe and Jane Does of the world, John Q. Public. Hold on, we're gonna try this here. Theo Von, hold on, dude. I've been watching Theo Von like crazy recently. Hey, White Dragon, it's the color of your icon. All right, he calls it what? Theo Von water? That's what we call Theo Von. Oh goodness. Hey, wait. Hey, did everybody mark themselves safe from drinking light beer today? Make sure you get on your respective social media and make sure that you have let your families know that you've been safe from light beer all this time. And yeah, I can't wait to have an actual conversation about that. Hold on, give me a moment. I'm gonna put the phone down while I open this thing. It's complicated. Okay, I gotta untwist and thank you. I think it was Nick. Thank you for helping, asking for a little, just any support anybody's willing to offer. I don't want your monies. All right, no donations, no subscriptions, just support. That's it. Lend me your ear, fair citizens, and let's try to accomplish something special. All right, here we go. Yeah, you're gonna hear. All right, I got the top off. Here we go, guys. I want you guys to see the pop. I'm gonna set the phone in a way where it's standing. Hold on, I'm doing all this in real time. Okay. Oh, by the way, I've had some neck problems. Check this out. No, it's not what you think. Whatever you're thinking, you dirty-minded fiends. My neck has been killing me, and this thing, it's been rocking. Totally. But I know the jokes are going to flood. This is alien technology, okay? That sound, doesn't that make people think things? Okay. Sorry. I'm setting up the phone now. You're gonna shoot your eye out with that thing. All right. Here we go. We're setting it. Boom. Voila. Here we go, guys. It's gonna do the thing. Oh shit. I wasn't quite prepared. Okay, well, I got most of that most of the head there, and let me try that one more time. It was mostly bubbles that pissed off my dog. All right, one more down the hatch, okay? It did the thing. Slim, I got a hint of something that might be tasty. We're gonna try again. Man, hold on. I want a more flattering angle, by goodness. All right, here we go. I'm advertising for the conscientious YouTuber. Le Bleu. It tastes like champagne. It tastes like not bad champagne. It's pretty damn decent. Crap. Okay. Here's the yeah, all right. I have to now cover the top because this was bought for tomorrow, the holiday. What is it? Happy hard boiled egg day or something? All right, let me twist it. So I did the thing and the stuff with things, and all of you here, thank you. So you're coming up, if anything nowadays, appreciate it. Oh, what percentage? Le Bleu. Luc Le Bleu limited edition product of De France. Did you know I had to take a test to be in at the liquor level of my corporation, and I learned champagne is a term that is legally owned by the French. So that's why if you find champagne per se in America and it's actually a champagne, it has to be called sparkling wine legally. So where is the percentage? Uh gee, oh, 12.5. 12.5%. So cheers to a happy Easter. Or yeah, I said it, didn't I? Usually I don't put too much into holidays, but truly I wish every single one of you down the line and up the line, from bottom to top, top to bottom, because we always rise to the cream of the crop. That's an old little cheers I used to do with my buddy from Russia. Unfortunately, we're not friends anymore because I strangled him. It was totally called for. I promise. He's alive. He's alive. Okay. All right. Wow. It's not bad because I don't know if it's because I'm not accustomed to champagne, but I literally feel a little like bubbly, a little like, whoa, lightheaded. So I did my thing. I'll see y'all. I'll catch you on the flip side. Hit thrust the like button. Feel free to share. That would mean the most, truly. And Monday is going to be a very special night, and I'm looking forward to it. And in general, all of this has been special. You are all special. And that's it. That's all I got. Good night, my friends. Till we meet again.